Hi guys, thanks for joining me. I just need to have another quick chat about the Canelo Terence Crawford fight. I have not been able to do a full breakdown because I need to focus more, and I'm on a little break. It's family business. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I've just snuck off. Right. So let's have a quick look. Please bear with me. I've just seen some quotes that I think are really interesting. When Canelo was asked what was most difficult about Terence Crawford's game, he says everything. He has everything. We already knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I was supposed to do. I tried my best tonight, and I just couldn't figure out the style. Now, the first 4 rounds, I was looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, pretty even, you know. Canelo looks like he's setting himself up to try and get there. I was seeing a lot of power shots, very few jabs, you know, like that thing where you're setting yourself up. I'm expecting jabs. I'm expecting him to control the game, to cut off the ring, to do anything to try and show dominance in fighting, instead of waiting to pounce on him and try to knock him out, you know. And Terence Crawford, first round, very tentative. He went in, jabbed first, tried everything. In the third round, I saw him, you know, try to plant his foot and basically go for him, try to do some combinations to the body, to the head. And as the game was going, like Terence Crawford said, by the time he got to the 6th, he decided he needed to be more aggressive. And you could see that, you know, because at first, you know, the rounds seemed to be going so quickly. You're watching and you're thinking it can't be over already. And because I wasn't scoring the fight, I was thinking, who's winning here? You know, I was feeling, I'm partial because I'm a fangirl for Terence Crawford. A huge fangirl, although I didn't think he would beat Canelo. I thought Canelo would get a TKO or a knockout, not even a TKO. I thought it would flatten him, you know, because of his reputation. He's got this boogeyman aura or reputation around him, like he's this big guy. And everything Terence Crawford was saying before, where he would say, why do you keep calling Canelo big? He is not bigger than me. You know, but you know, and then of course after now he's done the job, then I started listening again to his interviews. He's saying, guys, you're the ones who kept insisting that he was bigger than me. It's only because he's the same size as me, but he fights at the higher weight class. You know, so he's built all this muscle. Muscle is heavy. He weighed in, I think, at 189 pounds, whereas Terence Crawford was 168 or 170 pounds. In the end, only about 10 pounds difference. Now, usually that is a huge difference, but the skill set of Terence Crawford, did you see how hard he made it look to hit him? And he wasn't running. That's not running, that's boxing. The guy can box. All he did was box this guy. You know, he's like, you're not hitting me if I don't want you to come anywhere near me. He tried to expose himself a little bit at some point in the 9th. I think he got head batted. It wasn't a head, but it was a clash of heads, you know. But Canelo was trying to get in just to show some dominance, to try and get in somewhere, because he knew he was losing the fight. He had Beaver vibes for me, but I reckon Terence Crawford beat him a lot easier than Dimitri Bivol beat him. It was more comprehensive because Canelo could not get a foothold in any aspect. Power-wise, he couldn't get him. You know, he landed some great body shots. Crawford made it look as if they were not even hurting. He said Mean Machine hit harder. You know, which I'm thinking, well, actually, it's probably because he didn't hit you right. You're probably moving a lot better. And, you know, let's also be real. Terence Crawford has said he was conscious. He had to prove it to himself only because of the naysayers. There were a lot of people like me who didn't think he could do it. Well, why should we believe him? We've never seen him do it. We've never seen him take, you know, like under this the kind of spotlight he was under. So before the fight, it's obvious we're going to doubt him. Like me, I'm a complete casual. I watch football and I use emotions and I use, you know, probably get influenced. Usually I let that Bradley, whatever his name, Bradley, the guy who's all over Crawford. I'm like, let him influence me a bit. But I usually try to use my own understanding. Shakur Stevenson, you can't even believe him because that guy loves Terence so much. But yeah, I wanted to believe my own hype because I've watched a lot of Canelo and I've seen him, get given decisions for fights he didn't even win. There are fights I've seen him fight and I'm thinking, oh, you don't deserve to have won that. I think it was definitely the other way around. And then when you watch them, they were really close rounds and they get given to him. This time, the judges actually did similar because two of the judges gave him 5 rounds. They gave him 113 to 115. How was that close? It was not that close. But obviously, it's very easy to score towards the guy who, the main guy. Terence was the B side. But when you watch that from the 5th round onwards, especially from the sixth round onwards, it was OTC. All of it. The 9th round, just the exchanges. He was getting hit at some points. He would take a step back. He actually wanted to go all out until he got that cut on his eyebrow. He had to take a step back thinking, right, let me not damage myself here and let me be cleverer. And I was busy saying, you know what, do not engage. Do not engage, make hits, don't get hit because there's no point risking yourself. And then Terence Crawford has got power. I didn't know he had that much power. I think it just depends on the opponents. You know what? Styles makes fights. Styles make fights. It depends on the style. There are certain fights we've seen him he looked terrible. Not terrible. Yeah, he actually looked a little bit terrible against Madrimov. Not very convincing. And I thought that is how the fight to Canelo was going to go, but with Canelo having more success than Madrimov. But Madrimov was more active. He was more elusive. He was more unpredictable. Canelo, power shots. He's just looking for power shots in the belly. Oh, come on, guys. What are you doing? I think he's tired. He just made his money. And what I like about Canelo, he doesn't care whether he wins or loses. I don't think he cares. He loves fighting so much. He'll go in there and when he lost the Bivol fight, he was actually questioning, thinking, oh, I thought I won that. But this fight against Crawford, he just says, nah, man, that's not my level. That's not my level. This guy is on another level. He's got everything and there was no way. I just couldn't figure him out for 12 rounds. So that is something we have to just accept. Right. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to create a video where I'm going to go round by round and I'm going to just record every sort of, I need to see more where I'm watching every move on a better screen because I was using my laptop, and then I will go from there. Right. Thanks for joining me on Daliso's Talk Show. Let me know what you think about the fight overall. Do not forget to like and subscribe on my channel, and then I will be talking to you guys very soon. Right. Thank you. Bye.